days. 2 days before the fight, Logan Paul finally tells us why he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. And we've all been wondering it. Why are we here? Why are either one of you here? Why is anybody showing up for this? Just tell us. We'll eat it. We'll suck it right down. Logan finally did just that. He told us he's fighting Floyd because it does not matter if he loses. He said that. He said, I'm in a no-lose situation. I'm going to go out there. I'm a big kid. I'm just going to go have fun. The whole thing seems surreal, and until I'm in there with Floyd, I don't even believe this fight is going to happen. I'm big, strong. I'm on weight. I'm on point. I'm going to break him down medically. I mean, he slipped in some terms that he's learned from some real fighters over the years. But he openly told us that he's here so that he can lose and have it not matter. That's tough. That's never been done before. And that approach has never been done in a main event spot in the history of this sport before. And I'm very open to the experiment that we're doing. I even like the big name entertainment era that boxing's in. I got room for all of it. I got room for boxing. I got room for wrestling. I got room for MMA. I got a little bit of room for all of it if it's done right. This was one of the bigger misses I've seen in the entertainment era of boxing. We have to be here for something. Something has to matter. It could be prestige. It could be a little bit of money. Vendetta is always good. Personal grudge is always going to work the best. I don't suggest that you manufacture. If it's not real, don't pretend that it is. We're going to see right through that. But now you've just said, I'm just a big boxing fan and this guy's my hero and I'm going to go let him beat me up. I got 50 pounds on him. I think the beating would probably hurt less than it was somebody my own size. And when I fall down, nobody's going to be surprised because nobody expected anything from me anyway. That's not a reason. And boxing isn't going to help you, by the way. The sport of boxing that's got a left hand and a right hand, that's not going to help you to tell a story. Sport of boxing that is so boring, its own announcer's get a paycheck if for the first 4 or 5 rounds, they'll sell the viewing audience on the idea that there's a feeling out process. There's no feeling out process in boxing. There's just 2 guys that aren't out there doing anything. So the sport of boxing, in all fairness, because MMA is guilty of it too, guys. The punches and the kicks aren't enough. I'm telling you, the left hand and the right hand isn't enough. Don't think you're getting this from some MMA guy. I'll be the first to tell you a punch and a takedown, a guillotine and a double leg isn't enough. There has to be a reason why we are here. We're seeing organizations that pop up and they go away. And the story gets quickly told. They weren't as good as promoters as Dana White, but the story is being told a little bit too quickly because the same process isn't being followed. Dana puts on meaningful fights at all times. There is a meaning. There is a reason we're here. There is a built-in mechanism that overlays everything that Dana does, which is championships and or championship contenders. He has that built in. He's never broken away from that narrative. The couple of times in his life that he went out to have some fun, the James Tonys, the CM Punks, the couple of times that he went out to have some fun, the media turned, they picked up on it, they seized on the own locker rooms, turned on, what are you doing? This isn't how we do things here. Look, in 21 years, he's had fun twice. Other promoters tried to do it all of the time. Whoever is promoting this fight, and I have to leave it at whoever is promoting this fight, I would say the person's name, but the person who's promoting this fight is either so poor at promoting fights, they can't get their name out there, or they're so embarrassed of this fight, they just don't want their name attached to it. Do you guys know? It's a true question. Do you know who's promoting this fight? I don't. I know that all of Floyd's fights for a period of time were done by Showtime, but I don't think that this one is. I know one of the Paul brothers was interviewed during a Bellator event, but I think that was Jake. I don't know who's putting on this fight. But whoever promoter of any fight is, and that can be any fight, has one job, and that is to tell a story. You pick the production company, they'll put where the lights are, they'll put where the ring goes, they put where the sound and the audio and the girls with the big cards walk around at. That's a totally different deal. I'm talking about the function of a promoter. The function of a promoter is to tell a story. The big fights will have a good story. That's it. Oh man, this is a really big fight. I can't wait. That means you really like the story that's being told. I've never known this one. I'm a storyteller. I'm over here in front of a camera trying to tell you a story. I've been begging for weeks that somebody tell me the story. I just had the principal actor of said story tell me what it is. That he's a little kid that gets to go to Disneyland. He gets to go ride the Floyd Mayweather ride. Until he comes around enough times and somebody gets kicked off and somebody else with the ticket gets to get onto the same ride and then he gets to get back in line again. He just told me what this is about. Why would I want to see that? And I might be personalizing these too much. I mean, there is some walks of society that want to see somebody get beat up. That makes me sick to my stomach. I can remember as a little kid, 2 guys on the playground, everybody's trying to encourage them, but one kid didn't want to be there. I hated that. I hated that for that scared kid that didn't want to be there. When you're in the world of combat, it's a totally different deal. It's a totally another way of being handled. There's a reason why a commission didn't sanction this. There's also a reason where you could find a commission somewhere to sanction this, but it would have to be from Paul having a dream, having a goal, having a level of effort that he at least sold them on, whether he possessed it or not. He would come in under oath, raise his hand, swear up and down he trained and he's prepared and he's ready to take on old man Floyd Mayweather, who he outweighs by 50 pounds, which is the most compelling thing of this fight, but they're not talking about it. Easily the most interesting thing of this fight is the 2 numbers, and numbers don't lie. First is the age number, and second is the weight number. Will it matter at the end? Absolutely not. It won't matter at all. It is going to be a massacre. But we still don't know what you're expecting from Floyd. Right? Floyd's pathological. But I don't call him a liar. I don't feel that Floyd ever owes us the truth. If Floyd wants to rewrite what happened the night Conor McGregor kicked his ass, so what? He's an entertainer. He's not under oath. If Floyd wants to come out and say, I carried Conor for the crowd, instead of saying, man, that Irishman whipped my ass and I wasn't ready for it, you wouldn't believe how many people were happy to believe and go along with the narrative that old Floyd was carrying him. Right? Nothing that any of you would ever do if you were in the middle of a fight. You would never extend that fight, and you certainly would never do anything to help your foe. But Floyd did, and you were happy to believe that it was true. Look, maybe that's the case in Floyd's shot. I don't know. Does Logan come out and hit him a couple times and scare him and shut Floyd down until Floyd does get an understanding for it and then begin to pick him apart and make him look stupid? I don't know. That's what happened with Conor. I mean, Conor was just too damn big for him. He was too much man. He was too much of a street fighter. Paul's a tough guy. Is he a street fighter? I don't know. Does he have the conditioning for real competition like this? I don't know. I was interested in finding out until he told me it didn't matter. I'll always take the guy at his word. Floyd says he's here because it's legalized bank robbery. I'm going in to do something that's a piece of cake. I'm going to leave with a bunch of money. It's just the truth. And Logan has told us why he is here. Because he looks up to Floyd. He got the opportunity, and it doesn't matter if he loses. I'll also take him at his word. But I'll come back to my words that I used 1 minute ago. A big fight has a big story that you're interested in. A smaller fight has a story that you're not.